Mm.
Speaking of impact, how is One United making an impact in the community? What sorts of initiatives does One United currently have?
And no, thank you for asking that, because it's not just that we're the largest. We're also an institution that's focused on building wealth in our community, and we're unapologetically Black and focused on the Black community. You don't have to be Black to bank Black, but that is our focus in terms of where we're trying to build wealth. And we have like many initiatives to do that. Really, we recognize that our community is very broad, from people that, need to rebuild their credit. We have a secured credit card program, people that have Chexsystems records. We have a second chance checking account program. We have, Cash Please, our small dollar short-term loan program, to people that are actually further along in their journey and really want to look at investments and savings and want to focus on, having profitable businesses, and one of the things I'm promoting, buying profitable businesses. So our community really runs the gamut. And as an institution, we're really focusing on helping every element of our community, every aspect of our community, build community wealth and close the racial wealth gap.
Now, a couple points I wanted to just highlight in terms of some of the initiatives that you mentioned, the Cash Please, the secure credit card, as well as the second chance, banking. So I know, especially with our subscriber base, one of the biggest questions I always get when we do different financial reviews is their Chexsystems, because that seems to be a big barrier just getting into the banking system. If you've had any, previous accounts that, may have gone into Chexsystems. With the second chance banking, bank account, if someone is in Chexsystem, are they able to apply for that account?
So yes, if you have a Chexsystems, first of all, a lot of people don't even know what Chexsystems is. So really applaud you for sharing that with our community and with your audience, knowing what Chexsystems is. A lot of people are like, Chexsystems. I mean, you hear credit scores, but you really don't hear about Chexsystems. And it is a credit agency. And because we don't hear about it, a large percentage of our community, actually about 30%, have a Chexsystems record and can't open a bank account with any bank. We, many, many years ago, began offering a second chance checking account where even if you have a Chexsystems record, you can open a bank account with us. And even more than that, you can actually graduate from that Chexsystems account to a regular bank account by contacting us after a year. And by responsibly using your account for that year, you can, quote, graduate out of that Chexsystems or that second chance checking account. And what we're really trying to do is to help our community understand responsible banking. The reason that you have a Chexsystems record is because you overdrew an account, and then the account was the bank had to close the account because you didn't pay the overdraft. And so we really try to encourage our community to avoid overdrafts, but also, if that did happen to you, to give you a second chance to get back on track.
And I also saw, the secure credit card, right? So that's a product where, someone will put down a deposit and then be issued a secure credit card. What are some of the benefits to that? And, is there a credit check? If so, is there a particular credit bureau that's being used? And, what are the qualifications for that secure credit card?
So we only use the credit just to ensure identity. There's no minimum credit score. You could have the worst credit score in the world. We don't check your credit score. There's no minimum. There's no credit check for the purpose of checking your credit. And that's what's great about our secured credit card is that there is no credit score check. In addition to that, it's not only good if you do have, quote, bad credit or a low credit score, but it's also good if you don't have any credit. A lot of times, our teenagers, we want to educate them about having a credit card. A secured card is a really great way to get them started on building credit and to do it responsibly. And by the way, our Unity Visa card is a credit card. It is, to the merchant or to anyone that you show it to, it is a credit card. There's nothing, that says secured credit card, behind the scenes, because also a lot of people in our community who do have bad credit and they want to rent a car, and a lot of car rental companies don't allow you to use a debit card. So our Unity Visa secured credit card is really good for that as well.
Now, what I'm really excited to learn a little bit more about is this new Cash Please loan, right? Where I believe it's up to $1,000 without having to undergo a hard credit check. What was the purpose of implementing this new product, and can you go over what qualifications customer has to meet in order to be able to qualify for it?
Yeah, so we realized that certain members of our community are using check cashers and payday loans. And we were trying to figure out a way to really provide a service that allowed them to avoid that. And so our Cash Please program does no credit check. Actually, we don't do a credit check at all. And it is up to $1,000. And it is a short-term loan. So you do pay it back over 90 days. You can then, after a week, you can get another one. So you have to sort of pause for a week and then you can get another one. But the idea of it is to help our community avoid check cashers, payday loans, and overdrafts. If you can see, a lot of times emergencies happen, things we don't expect. We got a flat tire, or the refrigerator broke, or even some things that are positive, like, our child got into some program that we didn't anticipate.
Right.
That cost us, a few $100s. And the idea of the program is to make it available quickly. The money's deposited into your account in 4 hours. So to make it available quickly and to give our community another source of funding that we deserve. I want to say that we deserve. So we have to, a lot of times we have to figure out how to do these programs. They're not programs that are typically done by banks, whether it's our secured credit card, our second chance checking account, or Cash Please. These are not programs that are done by most banks. But we see the need in our community. And the good thing is that there's enough of us here that have a lot of banking experience that we can figure out how to use banks for good. And that's really what we're doing here. Is our goal is to be, Black America's bank. Our goal is to provide all this, as well as others,
Right.
but it's to provide services that, we see are needed in our community, particularly that other banks are not providing.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that I observed as well, because, when I was looking for banking services, I wasn't aware of a lot of the different minority depository institutions or CDFIs. Usually, you'll go based off what you see on TV, the big banks who do a lot of marketing. But one thing I realized is that, some of those big, larger institutions, business models might not fit customers who might be just starting out, or maybe, starting from a deficit, whether it's their financial or credit journey. So it's really important for institutions, especially like One United, to offer some of these different products that are really, filling the void when it comes to financial services. So definitely applaud, all the initiatives that you have going on.